What's going on? I'm Tony Bursick, and if you're watching this, it means one or two things. Either A, came across my video, you're struggling to get jacked, you're currently overweight, you're working crazy hours, and you're not trying to follow a diet, okay? Or you just want to know about my story. It could be one of those two things. Or, better yet, we got a call together, and I sent you this video because I want you to know what we're getting into and how I can help you, and I want you to know a little bit about myself too. So honestly, I'm gonna stop yapping, and we're just gonna jump straight into this. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how I went from fat to jacked, working 50 hours a week without following a diet. Because honestly, fuck diets. I was too busy to follow one, and they're overrated. Okay, they're so overrated. They're stupid. If unless you're doing a bodybuilding show, don't do a diet. It's not worth your time. It's not worth the stress. But as you can see, by the two photos, your boy, your boy made some progress. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you exactly how I was able to do that and how you can do the same thing too. But before we do that, I want to do little backstory checking on me. So I wasn't always the man I am today. Obviously, I used to be really insecure, skinny. I was bullied. It was a rough time for me back in the day, and you know, I grew up wishing that something would change, and that thing ended up being the gym. But as you can see, we started off like really insecure. Like I remember taking this photo, and I don't think I was at the gym at this time. No, 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 I'm lying. I was about maybe 3 weeks. No, I was like a month in, 2 months in, something like that. I was very insecure still. Like I couldn't hold a conversation. Like I couldn't hold eye contact in a conversation. I looked down like, hey, yeah, like I'm excited to work out and everything. Like I had no confidence whatsoever. I was a bitch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Okay, I was bullied. Like, look at that face right there. Look at that face. I'm telling you, that kid right there had a miserable time. I used to get my fucking lunch slapped out of my hands in high school. That was this guy right here. Look at him. He's fucking miserable. He doesn't take care of himself. And then, working out for a while, and I didn't know what I was doing. Right? And I ended up getting fat. Like, straight up, I got stronger. I put on a little bit of muscle underneath that. But I got fat because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was eating like shit. I had a girlfriend at the time, and all we do was eat like shit. And it was horrible. Like, as you can see, like, I had a lot of fat. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a lot of fat, and honestly, from there, I became depressed. Like it was bad. Like I was just drinking, like just trying to cope with the fact that I wasn't happy with who I was, and it was embarrassing. And then being depressed just ended up leading to me being broken. It was a rough time. I took a screenshot of you and me crying. I can't lie, but this is actually around the time that I broke up with said girlfriend. I was going through it, first girlfriend, everything like that. No hate to her, but it was best for me, best for her. But looking back, at least it was. At the time, obviously, it sucked. But yeah, like going through all these stages, like they kind of all resonated at the same time. Like, I wasn't exactly like skinny here. I wasn't fat either, but it just escalated so far, which is honestly just embarrassing. But honestly, I was even here. I was still bullied. I had like a little phase before I hit this point where I wasn't bullied, but then it just got worse. I got picked on more and more, and I honestly I've been depressed since like grade eight. Sorry, not been depressed. I was depressed from like grade eight up until it was grade 11. So that would be what, like 14 to I want to say 17 years old. 17 years old sounds about right. I was insecure. I was depressed. I wasn't happy with who I was. I was fucking miserable. Like, like I remember this guy right here. His dad would tell him that he's a slob. That he needs to lose weight. And no girls are gonna want him. It was around the time that me and my ex broke up too. But you know what? I needed to hear it at the same time. It sucked. Tough love sucks. But sometimes you got to hear those things if you want to, make the changes. You want to actually take the steps necessary, which is what I ended up doing. I went through all these different stages. And honestly, a lot of them went, like I said, in sync. But I just wish something would change. And then, eventually, something did change. So I'm going to tell you exactly what changed, okay? So the first things first is I removed negativity from my life. Okay, so you might be saying like, what the fuck you mean? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean, okay? Let me change color. Okay, so you see this guy right here? This was dickhead number one, okay? Dickhead number one would fuck with younger Tony all the time, okay? And I thought he was a friend, or at least, I didn't think he was a friend, but I was too insecure and have the confidence to cut them off, right? But what changed was I cut that motherfucker off, okay? You gotta cut them off. All the negativity has to be cut out of your life. Because if it's around you, then nothing's gonna change. That was the first thing I had to do, okay? And the second thing I had to do was manage my time better, because I was busy as fuck. I was working like a dog, okay? This was summertime now. I was working 50 hours a week, okay? I was working during school too, but I was working 50 hours a week, bare minimum. Like, it was insane. I was working 2 jobs. So I had to manage my time better. How did I do that? Well, the first thing I did was I mapped out everything, okay? Every single thing was mapped out in my day. And by doing that, it allowed me to actually do everything I need to do. It allowed me to hit the gym, allowed me to eat properly. It allowed me to actually have time for myself again, to prioritize improving myself, because now it's a little different. A lot of these things are just routine for me because I've been doing it for so long. But even still, I still schedule out my whole days because I'm still working like a dog. With that being said, if I didn't schedule out my days, I wouldn't be able to do everything I do in a day. And when you're working 50 hours a week, you got to have a schedule. Because if you don't have a schedule, then you're not going to do the things that you need to do. You're not going to go to the gym. You're not going to make sure that you're eating how you're supposed to, or eating, the certain right things. Even with that being said, I would still eat takeout. I still eat takeout to this day. It's all about balance, which we're going to get into that later. But the other thing I would do, which also helped with my time management, was I'd meal prep. Because, we some photo, you boys happy, didn't burn the chicken. I'd always meal prep, because you may be thinking, it's going to take more time. Like, I have to fucking cook multiple meals at once. Think of it like this, okay? You're going to spend 40 minutes cooking those meals, right? Those meals are going to last you 3 days. Excuse me. You're going to spend 3 days cooking those meals. Can't speak English. You're going to spend 40 minutes for meals that are going to last you 3 days, or you're going to spend 40 minutes every single day cooking the same meal over and over, or cooking a different meal, whatever it is. That's the beauty with meal prepping too, is you may eat the same thing a couple days in a row, but then you can switch it up, or you can cook 2 different things at once and, swap it out. It all depends on, what it is. Obviously, certain things can't leave in the fridge for that long. But my point is that meal prepping ended up saving me more time, so I could still make sure I was eating, good, healthy things, because I do prioritize eating, what I want. Like, if I want a donut, I have my donut. Okay, let's just get that straight. I don't hesitate. If I want a donut, I'm going to have my donut. But I still make sure I'm getting my macros and my protein and shit like that, because you need that if you want to make sure you're actually losing fat and not muscle at the same time. Okay? So, time management, and then there's mastery. Okay, once I master all this shit, I got jacked. I'm not gonna lie, you got jacked. I'm like just under 200. I'm lean. Okay? So, when it comes to the mastery, it's the ascension method I'm talking about. Okay? It's not just mastery of anything. It's the ascension method. This is a method that I created in order to achieve what I have achieved, and what you can use as well to achieve your goals, to get in better shape, to lose fat, to put on muscle with your busy ass schedule. Because I know it's not easy. I know you're busy. I am too. But I made it happen, so you can too, right? So before I get into the ascension method, I just want to talk a little bit about who this video is for and who it isn't for. Because, if, you're busy and you don't have time to be taking hours in the gym, this is for you. Okay? You're busy and you're trying to get lean and shredded, have more muscles, be more confident in yourself. This is for you, right? And at the end of the day, you're busy. The last thing you want to do is give up that little bit of social life that you have. that little bit, you don't want to give it up. I didn't want to give it up. I didn't. And that's why this method is also for you as well. Because you won't have to give up your social life. You won't have to give up nights out with the boys or a dinner date with a girlfriend, whatever it is. You're not going to have to give those up with this method, which is the fucking beauty of it, right? And obviously, you're tired of just like guessing, not knowing what you're doing. It's pretty self-explanatory. This video would be for you, right? Because you're sick of just fucking around, trying different things, nothing works. You don't know what actually works for you. It's also because you're not sticking to something. When you try switching things up 100 times, it's not going to work how you want it to. It's another thing you got to keep in consideration. You stick to the Ascension method is going to be the easiest thing for you to actually stick to, and it's going to be guaranteed results. I promise you that. Okay? Now, who is this video not for? Okay? You just want like snap your fingers. You lost 40 pounds. It's not gonna happen. Okay? If you want to just barely do anything, barely go to the gym, not barely go to the gym, just not go to the gym, still eat like shit. This isn't for you because it's balance. I'm gonna teach you that balance. But if you just don't even want to put in any work, this isn't for you at the end of the day. And if you're comfortable where you are in life, you're comfortable being fat, insecure, depressed, or skinny, then this isn't for you either. Because I don't want to, teach someone this method if you don't actually want to improve. Because why the fuck are you watching this then? Respectfully, why are you watching this? Click off the video if you're not trying to improve yourself. I don't know why you're here. And those who make excuses, I don't want to hear no excuses. But I don't have time, or that I don't like that food, or I don't like these workouts, or I can't do these, whatever it is. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is adjusted. So those excuses go out the fucking window. Alright? So if any of those things I just listed, that's you, that this, you're comfortable saying the same, you want to make excuses, you want a quick fix, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Save this video for those who actually want to change and those who are actually prepared to take the steps necessary. Okay? So, first things first. Well, let's get a little bigger here. Let's go over some myths. Okay? Because there's a lot of myths when it comes to, losing weight, getting in shape, building muscle, whatever it is. There's a lot of myths with this shit. First one we're going to go over is that you need a meal plan. Bullshit. You do not need a meal plan. Okay? That is the last thing you need. Straight up. You don't. If you know, and which is what I'm going to teach you, how to track your calories, how to be in a deficit if you're trying to lose fat, how to be in a surplus if you're trying to gain muscle. If you can understand that, you do not need a meal plan. And because I understand that, I have a donut almost every day. And guess what? I'm almost at sub 10% body fat. I'm down 18 pounds in this last 2 months. So I'm currently cutting right now. So if you know how to track your calories, you don't need a meal plan. I'm going to teach you how to do that. It's not that hard. It's a little tedious at first, but then you build it into a habit, right? And once it's a habit, it's easy, all right? Second thing, that you need cardio. It's a shame. It's a shame. Because you don't fucking need it, okay? Don't get me wrong. Cardio helps. It really does help whenever you are trying to lose fat. Even when you're trying to put on lean muscle, okay? It will help you. It'll speed up your metabolism and everything. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to calories. Calories and macros. Macros is going to change how you look. We say that right. Macros is going to change how you look. Calories is going to make you actually lose or gain. Okay? You don't need cardio at the end of the day. It's all numbers. In reality, this is numbers. If you can understand the numbers of your calories and you can track it properly, you're golden. Okay? It's really not that hard. And this one's my favorite because I made this mistake. I fell for this myth. My very, very first cut. But you need to crash diet. You just need to eat nothing. Don't be fucking stupid, okay? Wait, what in your right? I just, because you know what? Hey, I'm stupid too for this. Don't get me wrong. But you hear the word crash diet, keyword crash. Yeah, that's going to get me shredded. That's going to get me looking like David Lade. That's going to get me looking how I want. Come on. Come on. That's looking for a quick fix, bro. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. This is a process, okay? You could easily lose 50, 60 pounds in 6 months and become unrecognizable. But if you crash diet, you're not going to look how you want to, okay? You could lose 10 pounds in a month, and it's fat if you do it properly, okay? I did it. Fuck, I just did it again. In 2 months, almost 20 pounds, okay? You can do it if you do it properly. I'm going to teach you how to do it properly, okay? So, let's get a little further down. Let's talk about the method, okay? I have a method in order with the Ascension method. Locking in your foundation. Okay, it's pretty simple. You know, locking in like the workouts, I don't want to say the word dieting, but understanding like calories and macros, learning how to understand all this, focusing on dialing your protein, and finding a structure that works for you. Okay, because everyone's different. Everyone has different schedules. And that's part of it. You got to learn. This is also locking your foundation, is scheduling everything to make it work. Okay, and you don't have to go to the gym 7 times a week. You can go 3-4 times a week. But we have to build the foundation. We have to lock everything in order for you to actually start to see results. This is the first part of the method. This is the most important part. If you can't do step 1, you're not going to be able to do step 2 or 3. It's pretty simple. Okay. This is where everything's going to start to change. Secondly, you need to master balance plus consistency, okay? Because you can't jump into the gate and just master balance, okay? It's not going to happen. And consistency, it's not going to happen out the gate. It's something you have to build. Luckily, you got your boy to help you build it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, build more intensity when it comes to the workouts, sticking to everything, all that stuff. And this is where you're also going to start to learn how to properly balance. You know, you want that donut, you can have that donut. You want to go out with the guys for a drink, you can have that drink. Dinner date, you got it. But this is where we're going to have to start to learn how to do that and still make sure we're on top of our goals, okay? Because everything else has to adjust to that one thing. To that dinner date, the rest of your day of what you eat has to adjust to it, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do that properly. Because like I said, it's all a numbers game. It's so much easier than you realize, okay? And this is how you're going to start to really enjoy life while you're still reaching your goals. And from here, it's stage 3. Stage 3, you got that God tier physique. You're shredded. You're confident. You're jacked. Whatever it is you're looking for, you got it. You're there. Or you're about to be there because you have the other things mastered. Once you get here, this is just raw discipline. Everything is just discipline. You've built the foundation. You have everything you need. This is like brushing your teeth in the morning. This is like brushing your teeth in the morning, okay? It's easy. It's part of your routine. There's no second guessing it. Everything is just second nature to you. At this point, I promise you, you're going to look like a different person. From stage 1 to 3, you are a different person mentally, physically. Mentally and physically, you're going to be different. You're going to be better. You're going to be either who you want to be or you are about to become who you want to be. Both physically and mentally. Honestly, by stage 3, you should be who you want to be physically and mentally. If you're not, then we need to make some adjustments. Something is not being done properly. But I'm going to help you with that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help other people because I was able to do it myself. But anyways, let's continue. Okay? At this point, you know, like I said, you're going to have elite confidence and energy. You're going to be that guy. You're going to walk around like that guy, chest out, head up. You're going to feel like him because you are him. There's no other way around it. You are that guy. You have everything you want, okay? And the other thing is, too, this isn't like it's just, only worked for me, okay? Here are some people I've worked with, some clients, who they've been able to do the exact same thing All right. I'll point one out right here. Top left. This is Bryson. Okay. And Bryson, I've known Bryson for a long time. I used to actually work with him, and he saw that I made a huge transformation. He wanted to put on some muscle and still, lean out a bit because he was a little bit of a. He liked his beer. Okay. He liked his beer. So I'm locked in on the Ascension method. Look at him now. Look at this fucking guy. Photo's a little blurry, but you see, look. No abs. Chest definition. Everything's better. His fucking arms are bigger too. Dickhead won't send me a newer photo, but it's okay. It's okay. Over here, let's just point one more. Nikki. Nikki, also known as well. I'm pointing out these two specifically, by the way, just because I know them more personally, and I actually know them in real life. These other guys I work with online. I've worked with online, so I don't want to, target them out just because I don't know how they'd feel about it exactly. They said they're cool if I throw their photos in here. Either way. Nikki. This isn't even Nikki's worst point. This kid used to be low-key little fat growing up. But, really leaning out, losing all that. He started going, this is him. He's already going to the gym a little bit, but, he wanted to actually build more muscle. He's kind of lost that aspect. So that's where I was able to help him and to make sure he stayed lean because he was really worried about putting on a bunch of fat again like I was when he was younger. And, I'm going to be honest, Nikki here, he was kind of no, he wasn't confident. I love you, Nikki. You weren't a confident guy, but this guy, this guy walks and talks like he's the fucking shit. I can't lie. Because he deserves it. He is. With the improvements he made, he is a completely different person, okay? I'm not going to get in detail with these other guys just because, I'm not as, I know them, I work with them, but, I knew I could target these two guys. But anyways, let's continue. As you can see though, works for other people. No problem whatsoever. Worked for me, worked for other people. Alright? So here is what I'm offering you. Okay? This is what I'm offering you specifically. First things first. I zoom out a little bit. There we no more. Come on. There we go. Alright. If you're low confidence, you're fat or skinny, you're depressed, you're insecure, and you're trying to make more progress, and you aren't seeing progress, then I'm going to help you with your busy lifestyle and help you find something that works for you, not a diet. I hate the word diet. It technically is a diet, but it's not a diet. I'm going to teach you how to build. I'm going to teach you how to use the foods that you enjoy and the foods that you want to eat and allow you to eat those things and still reach your goals. Okay? You can call it a diet. I hate the word, but yes, technically a diet. And it's going to be something you can actually stick with, okay? Because ain't nobody want to stick with something that they don't like. Straight up. End of the story. You can't tell me that you want to stick with, fucking chicken, rice, and broccoli every single day. Some people do, but you probably don't. If you're ready to whether it's get fucking shredded, pack on muscle, whatever it is of those two, and you're not looking to spend hours on end in the gym. You're looking to just be in and out, 40-minute workouts, hour-long workouts, not in there 7 days a week, not dedicating your whole life to it because you're busy, but you are ready to actually become a stronger, more confident, disciplined, stoic man. Then guess what? This is for you, okay? This is for you. And you're going to be able to get into the best shape of your life without a meal plan, all while enjoying your life. Okay? I'm prepared to teach you how to become the best version of yourself. I'm prepared to teach you everything that you need to know from the workouts that will fit in your schedule. And taken, I know everyone's different. I'm going to make sure it's built out for you. The meal plan, I'm going to make sure it's built out for you. I don't I'm saying meal plans. In reality, I'm going to give you every single thing that you need to know when it comes to foods, when it comes to what foods you like. And I'm going to teach you the whole, listen, you get in the whole book, okay? You're going to know every single thing. And shit, you'll be able to teach other people if you wanted to. Straight up, you're going to know everything that you need to know, okay? So with this being said, I'm prepared to teach you every single thing that you need to know, help you get into the best shape of your life, lose that fat, pack on that muscle. Whatever it is, I'm prepared to teach you everything you need to know and help make sure that everything fits into your schedule so that you reach your goals, quit being insecure, and become confident in who you are and become disciplined and make this shit a routine for you and make it work for you specifically, okay? So, if this sounds like it's right for you, what you need to do is go into the link in the description. There'll be a calendar link, okay? It's my calendar. Go in there, book a call with me, and we'll hop on a call, and right then and there, once we get on that call, we'll jump right into it, and we'll see exactly how I can help you, because every person's different. I need to figure you out more first. There'll be a few questions in there, so I can have a little bit of preparation, but I need to know you. We're going to hop on the call, and from there, we're going to get you into the best shape you've ever been in your life, get you into a new man mentally, physically, get you confident, just make you who you are, who you know you can become. Genuinely transform you. That's what we're going to do. And if we already have a call booked together and you're watching this because I sent it to you, then I'm looking forward to the call, man. I'm prepared to fucking help you change your life. I know that we can do this together. So there's nothing really else to say except for, if we don't got a call booked, go book that call. If not, I hope this video got you fucking hyped. Because you know what? I'm prepared to change your life. I'm prepared to make you the best version of yourself. So if you're prepared for that too, then let's lock the fuck in. Let's get you into a fucking new man, a better man. Fuck the schedules. Fuck all the distractions. Fuck the excuses. We're going to get around all that shit. And we're going to make sure you become exactly who you need to be.